little pie kids, welcome to my kitchen again. Today we're going to be making peanut brownies, a traditional Kiwi favourite, but with a slight twist, as I like to roast my own peanuts, and sometimes I add in some chocolate chips as well. So we'll make a start, and you can either add chocolate chips or don't add them. I'm going to try some today. So first of all, you've got to roast your peanuts. So you put your raw peanuts, so you buy a bag of raw peanuts, couple of cups, I'll post up the recipe, couple of cups in a bowl. You can do this in the oven. I tend to do it in the microwave just because it's pretty quick and easy. I put the peanuts in a bowl, I put a small knob of butter on the top, and then I put them in the microwave on 2-minute bursts, and I make sure the microwave isn't at full heat. I put it about halfway, so I'll do 2 minutes and then I give it a stir, do another 2 minutes, give it a stir, and I do it for about 7 or 8 minutes. Just watch them in the last couple minutes so they don't burn, and then take them out, put some salt on them, delicious, give them a stir and let them cool down, and then you just set them aside, okay? So the first step in making peanut brownies is to cream your butter and sugar. And creaming butter and sugar means that you need to chop up your butter. We've got 250 grams of butter. Chop it up, pop it into the microwave, and just again on really short bursts, maybe 10 or 20 seconds, just to soften it. And then you've got 2 cups of sugar. So what you're going to do is you're going to put them in a mixing bowl. You might have a hand mixer. I have an actual patisserie mixer, so I'll show you, and this is the attachment that you use when you are creaming your butter and sugar. You want it to be creamed long enough that it kind of turns a pale white, creamy colour, maybe slightly lemon coloured. Awesome! So let's make a start. Okay, so I've washed my hands, I've got my apron on, I'm going to put the oven on, and we'll have it, at the moment we'll put it about 180 degrees, and then I've taken a couple of trays, put a little bit of spray oil on them, and then lined it with some baking paper. I always get my trays ready before I start, and also the oven's at 170, so just make sure it's not too hot. 170, normal bake. A couple of trays in the centre of the oven. I'm going to put my butter into my mixing bowl. Again, I always use a spatula so that I make sure I'm not wasting any butter. If your butter's a little bit firm, just pop it back in the microwave again. Or like me, if I find this is too firm, I'll just sit this bowl in some warm water. And I'm just going to quickly whiz that up, and then we'll put the sugar in next. Okay, so remember it's this attachment. Just put it on low first, and then you can turn it up as long as you see it's soft enough. So we'll give it a good whiz up first. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. If I decided that was sort of too lumpy looking, I would take the bowl off and pop it in some warm water. Now I'm going to get my sugar. Just putting my sugar in a little bit at a time, and when I'm creaming butter and sugar, every few minutes I actually stop it and push the sides down, so we make sure we incorporate all of the butter and all of the sugar. Now it's gone a bit lumpy. It's probably because my butter was just slightly too cold. But it's only biscuits, it would matter more if it was a cake. See how it's turning more of a white colour now? I've pushed the sides down a few times. Just let it keep mixing until it looks nice and light and pale and fluffy. It means that the sugar and the butter is well mixed. Alright, so I've just changed my attachment. Again, you could actually do this with a spoon or a normal mixer. Don't stress as long as it gets well mixed, okay? Just put it gently on, and we're going to try and do 1 egg at a time. I've got both my eggs cracked into a dish, so I don't risk any shell. Do 1 egg, and just let it mix in. That's pretty good. I'll just turn it up a little bit. I'm happy with that, and I'm going to do the other egg. Because it's not a cake and it doesn't have to rise crazy high, you don't have to be too fussy. Awesome. And now I'm going to go and get my vanilla, and I'm going to put my vanilla in. Alright, so I've got my lovely mix here of butter, sugar, vanilla essence, and a couple of eggs. It's all nicely whipped. And I'm just going to get my sieve, and I'm actually going to sit it in here, just gently touching the top, so I'll lift that up in a minute. Now, I've got 2 cups of flour, I've got 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, I've got a half teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking powder. So this is my dry ingredients, and we're going to sift it into the wet ingredients. So I'm just going to put them all in here. Give it a little tap, make sure I get everything out of this bowl. That's good. And again, grab yourself a spoon. Just makes it much quicker to do. And that's done. So now what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to use my spatula, and you're just going to fold it to combine it. You could just put it back in your mixer. You might want to try using the dough hook if you've got a dough hook on your mixer, because it's quite a thick mix. Okay, so now that that's all mixed up, I was a bit lazy, so I used the dough hook. We're going to put half a cup of coconut. Yep. And all of these peanuts. Now, did you notice I left the shells on? I think the shells are really tasty, and they're absolutely fine to leave on. You might have already had roasted peanuts, so you could use just pre-roasted peanuts. It's kind of fun to do them yourself. You might like them so much that you put them in a jar just to bunch on. And then I'm going to get you to give that a good fold them through so they're all mixed through, which will take a bit of muscle power. Again, you could sneakily use a dough hook, or you might need to get your mum or dad to help you with their big strong muscles. It's already looking delicious. Now I had a thought, and that thought was, I think white chocolate chips go so nicely with peanuts, roasted peanuts. So I have cut up about a half a cup of white chocolate chips, and I'm going to put them in here as well, just to lift these to the next level. So give them a good stir through, and then we'll be ready to put them on trays. Woohoo! Alright, so the last step, of course, is rolling them into balls and putting them on top of your trays. It's pretty messy doing this, so I would suggest that you have a sink full of hot soapy water so you can rinse your hands off in between. You could use a spoon to get out kind of decent size. Make sure your hands have been washed again as well. Make a little ball and put it on, and we'll just push them all down at the end. So these will be quite decent sized cookies. Make sure you spread them apart so that they don't join together. And it might take you quite a while, so you could see about getting some help with rolling up these cookies. They look like meatballs. Awesome. Now, as I said before about using white chocolate, if you don't like white chocolate, of course, you can just change it. You can either don't have it at all, or you could try milk chocolate chips or dark chocolate chips. Just make sure you chop them up and you use equal amounts. And I'm going to keep going, and I'll show you the finished product before I pop them in the oven. I have just literally washed my hands after I did a couple of trays worth. This is quite a big recipe. It makes, I've still got heaps of mixture left, so you'll have plenty of cookies. You could put some in a container to eat now, and you could put some in the freezer in a sealed container. But I literally washed my hands, and then I used the palm of my hand just to push them down. A fork doesn't really work with these because they are so full of yummy peanuts and chocolate. It's better just to wash your hands in between. So they look all nice and flat now, and I'm going to pop them in the oven probably for 20 to 25 minutes, and then we will be able to put them to cool down on a cookie rack.